Okay, I'm here at Murchison, the Cave Clan getaway camp. Right on cue, the cockies. I've been doing a few videos lately about historical things that have happened in the Cave Clan, good things that have happened in the Cave Clan. And one thing that many people that were involved talk highly of is the Raft on the Yarra Australia Day weekend trips that Crit organised. So I've got about 200 cockies here and Crit with me to have a little chat. And my first question is basically, how did you get the idea?
Well, that was pretty much sitting around the fire with Yogi and Gobbledocks. We just decided the couch we were sitting on around the fire would probably look better floating down the Yarra. Yeah, after half a dozen beers or a dozen beers, we decided, we're going to do it. So we just rounded up materials. It took us a good 3 months or so. Just busted old fences, some metal bed frames. Geez, I can't even remember where we got the drums from, but some 44-gallon drums, and welded that together with the bed frame and that, and built the deck, put the couch on it, a couple of chairs, esky, gas cooker, and a calico roof with fold-down sides so we could sleep in it.
What year do you reckon that was?
It's about, it would have been 96. Australia Day weekend 96, yeah.
So 30 years?
Yeah, Jesus, 30 years ago.
30 years
How about that?
ago.
Yeah.
And then you decided to do a bigger version of it. When was that?
2009 or 8 or 9 we did the biggest one we've ever done. That was on 12 plastic drums. Were they metal? I can't remember.
Yeah.
No, they were metal. 12 metal drums. That was a big one. That was like 2.4 metres by about 6 metres long. Couch at each end. They folded out into beds, just sort of rows of seats along the way. Of course, we had the canopy again, the roll down sides, which we really kind of needed that after the rain came through. But that was a big weekend.
My memory of it was you kind of had a spreadsheet where people would come and go because so many people wanted to go on it, we couldn't all fit on. And I remember we were floating past like where Mummy and Short are along there, I think, and we had that song that Wes and/or Flirt were playing.
This is the ultimate sex track. Check the penis. Check the penis. Check the penis. Check the penis. Check the penis.
And there was two people pashing on the river, and I think that was the first interaction I had, or we had, when I was on the boat. And they sort of sat up, and they both sat up, and it was a couple of girls getting on. The other thing further down was we floated past Yarra Bend Boathouse, and we were literally floating like less than a kilometre an hour. We were just hardly moving, and we were like a couple of metres from the thing. And the same thing, the song went on, check the penis, check the penis. And the security guard came down, and he was standing, and you could tell he was so pissed off because it's like nice people in rowboats having a Derbyshire tea, and, we're floating past the middle of their thing with check. I'm so surprised that a police boat didn't come up then. But yeah, so we did the second one, which was how many years later was that?
It's the third one, 2017, so what's about 8 or 9 years later.
Time flies. Yeah. So just briefly, so how did you get all the materials for these big ones?
Well, the second raft, we charged everyone $20 each to buy whatever we needed to get that one going. And the third one was like $50 each or something, because it's just so much easier just to buy the bloody materials and scrounge them. And
how many of you were working on them?
Well, I think 4 of us did most of the work on that. I think it was myself, Mott's, Id, and I might have had Ellsworth and Quantum help out on the second one. The third one was, we had about 8 people do most of the building. Mott's did all the wiring.
Those eskies were awesome in the third one.
Yeah, the in-ground eskies. They were
that was sheer brilliance.
Yeah, what do we call that? The piste de resistance. Yeah, that was good.
And the boats had the rafts had names too.
Yeah, so there was the HMS Leakey, the HMS Clantanic.
I just remember seeing the photos, and it looked like it was a pretty good team effort. And then you got the thing from whoever's yard into the Yarra. How did you do that?
Oh, well, both times slightly different. The third one, we hired a car trailer and just transported it all in one go and slid it sideways into the river just near APM. Second one, we did that on 2 trailer loads, and I think we strapped the drums onto it on site, and that took forever. Yeah. So we shit-canned that one. The third one, that's right, I forgot to mention, Sir built the wheels. Yeah, the wheels. The wheels out of O-bike wheels.
That's right.
And I just reminded me of a story about that.
You probably told it on the night when you went and found the...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, you told that on the night, on the other audio you did.
Raft number 3, we decided we're going to build this fucker lighter. So we got plastic barrels.
Yeah. Way more wieldy That's the right word.
Yeah, but
And-
a little more unwieldy when it came to O-bike wheels.
When it came to the wheels, the actual wheels.
But they never broke. No, they kept turning. The bastards just kept going. Not one single spoke broke.
Like the things holding
yeah,
the wheels came in at a 45-degree angle.
Exactly.
So even after the wheels were tacoed, they still turned.
They could not get jammed.
Yeah.
One of the funniest things of that trip was when we actually got to Dice Falls. We went to pull it out,
Refit.
and there was a wheel that was busted. So what did we do? There's got to be an O-bike around here somewhere. What
Me
about
and Gilligan,
Clifton Hill?
after a coffee, did a recce to the car park.
Yep, we found an
Grabbed
O-bike.
an e-bike.
And we pulled the
O-bike.
side. We pulled the sides down, and if you were a bystander, you would have seen an O-bike going in one side of the raft,
And all the
and you would have heard a
shit
few noises and shit. And over the other side, bits of
frame
bike and frame and shit being thrown. At the end of the process, there was another wheel.
Yeah, Ashes, what was it? Ashes to Ashes, River to Yarra to Yarra or something?
O-bike to O-bike.
Anyway.
This is a first raft.
Yeah.
Bit of a funny story. It was in the morning. I think we'd launched on the Friday night. The Saturday morning we were approaching that straight section of river past Mummy and Short. And just catching up, or the first rowers, people had hired boats, were just sort of catching up to where we were on the river. And of course Yogi and Diggo, being the clowns they were trying to put condoms on their feet, and they kept breaking. So what did they do with the condoms when they broke? They just threw them over the side of the boat. The boat moving with the same flow as the water, as long with any detritus along next to the boat.
You had some condom jellyfish following you.
Yeah, pretty much. And we were trying to explain to people it ain't what it looked like.
Oh, geez, where do we start? 1996, wasn't it?
Yep.
I think it was sitting around a fire in the back in my parents' yard, and we decided this couch would look better floating down the Yarra.
I do remember walking in a bit, it was a couple of days later, and they're like, grinders and welding, and I'm like, oh, fuck, you weren't joking. Oh, yes, we are on. Like so many other great big drunkard brags, and
So that was the story of the HMAS six-pack.
Yep.
That happened. It was fun. The neighbour said it was going to sink. She was a liar. Anyway, we knew we could do it. So next we decided, all right, 2009, we're ready for another raft. We built another big raft. In this circle of people, who was on that raft?
I was there for a little bit, but not very long.
I came back from Tassie for that one.
Yep, there you go. So cut his holiday short, came back from Tassie for it.
The day I showed up, we dragged it around Dice Falls, I think, and spent like half the day doing that.
Oh, I'm glad you were there for that day. That was the best day.
My poor mate came along as well, and he joined us for that part. But then just as we finished and got back in the water, he had to then go to work, so he missed out on being on the raft. He just helped us move it around for hours and then had to leave.
That's what you call a team player.
Yeah. But yeah, after, I guess, doing the rest of the day on the raft, I thought, oh, next time, I've got to do the whole thing.
Yes. Every time was good. Like, I have some very good memories of my second one, but floating down through Turak behind all this expensive houses, just floating down, and every little inch we got closer to the next big, stupid, expensive Turak house, the lights would light up. And they would all come down to the riverbank to see this bunch of fucking idiots on a couch, two couches, drunk, dancing, with people hanging off the back of the raft because we couldn't have everyone on the raft at the same time because there was too many people. So we had to have miscarriages hanging off the back of the raft in boats so the raft didn't sink.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I think I was on possibly for that because like the corner would go under if too many people went
Yes,
towards
I
the
remember
corner.
that, the water lapping up to the couch.
So we were running 240 volts on that, and I had it, but I had an RCD, and I had a aluminium plate on the bottom of the case, and that was the earth of the RCD. So it was looking for the slightest leak to wet. That ran the whole bloody thing with a boom box running 240 volts.
Now you got me thinking with the first draft, I think we had a bunch of like you know those dolphin torch batteries, except you use an adapter so you could put D batteries in them.
Yeah.
And shit. And I remember rocking up at the just past Study Park, at the actual park, not the Study Park boathouses, and the park ranger came down to see what we're doing. And he's looked at us, and we had like the lid of a teapot with a globe in it, running on a shitty dolphin adapted battery. And the park ranger's gone, "Oh, you got power on there, that thing. What a hoot." Then he said, well, I don't know if we're too happy about you pissing the river, but yeah, carry on.
Well, if you're pissing in the river, it'll probably make it cleaner.
All right, so this is actually a true story off the raft. It's a bit intense. Jaw 222 and his mate Benny X.
Benny Xy, yeah.
Yeah, there was an incident floating in the river, and just as we do, Jaw 222 threw his mate off Benny X.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the fuck he got the broken bottle from. Maybe on the bottom of the Yarra. Where else would you find one? Literally came out brandishing a broken bottle,
I remember
trying to
that.
climb back on the fucking raft to stab Benny X.
It happened, yeah.
Sorry, Benny X came up from the bottom of the Yarra.
He was shit-faced and fucked.
Fucked, yeah. I wasn't there for that night, but this is actually a true story. Sarah will tell it.
Yeah, I was there.
Well, the last I heard of Benny X, apparently he was trying to find some dope on the raft. I heard about it the next day, and Tube told me about it, and he was going through people's backpacks, throwing the backpacks over the side when he couldn't find dope.
I don't think I've not remembered something after being drunk before the raft.
How naive!
but I wouldn't know because I don't remember it. But this one came to me 2 weeks after the raft trip. And I was in the office and I was like, I have to not laugh in here because then people will be asking me what I'm laughing about, and it's just fucked. I don't know, we were somewhere below Dights Falls, and Sarah was going for a swim, and he was in the Yarra, paddling around, and he was sort of paddling backwards-ish towards the raft, and Prahran was standing on the corner of the raft, looking the other way, taking a piss, and so Sarah was slowly drifting straight into the stream of Prahran's piss.
At least it wasn't the brown shark.
He took a turd in the Yarra.
Who was bobbing along beside us?
Yeah, and it was chasing him down.
Doug probably don't even know about this one. Yeah. We got a tailwind and the tide was going out. This is on the other side of Dights Falls. It was just a perfect night.
Yeah.
The wind was behind us. We were just lying on the couch, just waving our fingers at the sky. The weather and the tide was on our side.
There wasn't a lot of us as well. I think it was pretty chill.
Yeah, pretty chill. There's only 5 or 6 of us, maybe 7. I don't know. I lost count of the amount of bum cheeks in that photo.
We're all extremely pissed.
Yeah, we're all very pissed. It was very late at night. We just need to remind the audience that this...
the bed folded down. The back folded down and was out over the water.
You were back out over the water.
We wouldn't have even noticed we'd gone past a wedding venue, except we're floating along and this boat approaches us and sort of goes past us. It was, should we moon it? Nah, no, nobody on board, whatever. And about an hour later, the boat, whatever boat it was we saw, came back towards us from the direction it passed us. And we put 2 and 2 together. They were picking up the bride and groom from Leonda. Well, what do you do when you're on a raft with a couple of couches?
We'd probably got a bit more excited by this point.
So that was Chewy, Crit, Mots and Sir telling a few yarns about the raft. Obviously that last story, it cut off. The audio didn't all come through. But I think we can put 2 and 2 together and work out what happened. I mean, these guys named it Drain Bum Boys because I think they mooned people in this drain, and they used to get Desi's phone, and while she was asleep they would moon her phone and I think post it on her Facebook and things like that. So yeah, I reckon there's a fair chance they mooned the wedding couple. Despite me having Crit here with me now, I can't ask him because through the magic and wizardry of video making, he's not really with me. Personally, I'd like to say thanks to Crit for his work on the rafts, and throughout his years in the clan, he's planned heaps of great events, and he's always put in the effort. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, the raft thing in my 40 years of experience in the clan was definitely a highlight. And it's weird because it's not really even exploring. But I can't finish up without telling the story of when we were going past Richmond and we had to pull the raft over to the side because a certain young lady needed to, there's still a bit of a question mark as to whether she was taking a shit or doing a wee. She said she was doing a wee, but yeah. And I think I have some video of it that I might finish it off with. But yeah, thanks a lot for the effort, Crit. And I would love to do another one, but I can see why, and I think we talked about maybe Maribyrnong River or something, but it's such a fucking massive effort. And you'll see in the video, like when we were moving it around Dights Falls, that took a whole day, the one that I was involved in, and it was an amazing effort. And yeah, even though it wasn't drains and it wasn't abandoned buildings, I think it was something that really brought the Cave Clan, well, our part of the Cave Clan, closer together.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. But one of these days I'll do it again. But, I'm just a bit busy in life at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and we might need wheelchair access onto it.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for that.
Thank you. All right.
Cheers. Desi, the GoPros don't have zoom. Can you take it with you? That's a good pirate shot for you, Tony.
There's a road up there, isn't there?
Yeah, we're in bloody Richmond. Wherever. I don't know where we are, so Richmond.
No idea where we
Clifton
are.
Hill, Abbotsford, somewhere.
Probably a kilometre from the start.
Yeah, like absolute profile.
Hey, there's an eastern brown tiger snake plague around here.
I had a piss in the river before.
Yeah. Did you piss in the Yarra, Prowler? Did you piss in the Yarra?
Yes, I did.
Bastard.
Yes.
Is that why it tasted wrong?
I also did too, so.
Go on, Desi, you got first dibs to find the
What's
best
up?
spot. Got to go down.
It's relaxing, isn't it?
That's a fly on the wall.
When was the last time you liked something, Bevan? I don't mean like on Facebook, mine. When was the last time you said, that's good?
Yeah, the dude's piss bucket there. Whatever happened?
What did you say? You reckon she's what?
Dropping a big turd.
Who?
Desi.
Where is she?
She's gone up bush.
Oh, is she?
She's gone to the toilet.
I can see something like a security guard standing in the bush there.
You know, with my tights,
I
had sent her tights of mine that didn't.
Hey, Desi, give us a wave! Apart from a few snippets here and there, I didn't really use much video, but there are a couple of videos out there. Here are the links. If you're interested, watch them. There's some pretty cool footage. There's also a very rare link to a private video or unlisted video, which is just us basically talking shit. But if you want to have a look, this is the only place you're going to be able to see it, is click the link here. Thanks for watching. Cheers.